Hello, all of my kindergarten friends. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you all for showing back up to meet me in my garden. In this video today, I just want to talk about a few things that I had going up there, like my cabbage. Y'all saw me plant cabbage. Use some from kitchen scraps. I do remember this was my kitchen scrap. Subscribers told me it looked like I was growing three. Most definitely. And that is what happened. So this kind of as far as I got. We tried to keep them covered to get the bugs, to keep the cabbage worms, the white moths from on it. And it was very, very hard, okay? So now that I'm looking at them and it's in these three buckets. It's in 3 in 1 bucket. I want to change that. So what I'm going to do to see, because if you can see, some of them actually looks good. But some of them looks pretty beat up bad, okay? The leaves on them, okay? So what I want to do is I'm going to take and cut some of the leaves off and I'm going to replant them, okay? And I'm going to replant them in some of these buckets that I already have pre-filled with soil, okay? So you can see this is just a mess. I'm believing I can just take those leaves right off of there. Right off of there. And start over. Now, I heard somebody talking about spent flowers, spent leaves, things like that. I wasn't really sure what that meant. So I looked it up. It's kind of, and it was talking about like leaves that may have fallen from some of your vegetables or your flowers that you can tear up and reuse around some of your plants and your vegetables to work into the soil, okay? So I learned that today. So now what I want to do is go ahead and try to start planting these. Now I'm going to go ahead and put blood meal inside of these buckets, okay? Because we want that pretty foliage, okay? So I'm going to dig these out. And this is just, I'm not skilled at this. No, I'm not. Never did it before. I never did this before, but I definitely just want to kind of try and see what's kind of going on. I'm going to pull the whole thing up just to see if all of them are connected and just coming out with 3 stems, because on these, I just see 1 stem. So it's kind of throwing me a little bit about that. So I'm just going to pull them all up. And this one I may have broken. But I know that the roots are very, very shallow. Very, very shallow. Okay. So it looked like they was actually coming together in that one root. Okay. So I didn't know that. But what I'm going to do is still try to replant it. I just don't think it's enough room for 3 of them to be in there. So maybe I'll try to save this particular one that's still connected with a lot of roots, okay? And I'll go ahead and put that in there. This is just an experiment. This is me trying to see if I can get something to work. So I'm gonna put that bone, that blood meal right back in there. Then I'm gonna push that down in there. Now I am gonna spray these leaves just because I know that something was on them, kind of munching. But I'm gonna cut off the bad leaves. Okay. So I got that one planted, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to replant this one too, because it still got roots. All I can do is see if I can get it to grow, okay? I know that this cabbage is a cool weather crop now, because this one was an actual kitchen scrap, that one that I know that was growing them 3 heads. It's a shallow 2-gallon buckets. That's all I'm gonna do, okay? I think I'm gonna still try to preserve this one also. So I see. Okay. I got some loose soil. What I did notice is I might have put black cow in there, and I'm not saying that you can't, but I'm thinking that black cow had my soil too hard, too stiff. It wasn't loose. It was very hard for me to kind of get that soil up too, okay? So like I said, them just the leaves, but some of them look like you got maybe that powdery mildew or something like that on them. So I'm just gonna take those leaves off and see if we can still get it back going, okay? Okay, so we'll get those watered in, okay? These were my ones that I had over there in the window. And I knew it, but somebody had told me, hey, that ain't enough space. So I really did know that. I was trying to give them a chance to bounce back sitting in that window just because I knew that they were beat up bad when I bought them, okay? So now they starting to look healthy and strong. So I got soil inside of this bucket, and I'm just using, I didn't put no black cow in here. This time I'm just using burgers, mix, pot mix, and I'm using some Happy Frost. That's it, that's all, okay? Other than, I'm still gonna put this blood meal inside of here, okay? So like I said, these are the ones that I was growing inside of that window over there that I absolutely knew this was not enough room. And so I figured now that they getting bigger, that it's time for me to try to go ahead and, what's the word I want to use? Up pot them. Transplant. That's what I learned, okay? So I got that. That's a weed. So here it is. And if I could, I would call it my seedling. Okay. So put a little more blood meal in there. Okay. So I go ahead and get that put in there. Got it, the roots shallow. Now, when I first started planting, I planted like cabbages and lettuce in a 21-gallon container. Foolish, foolish, foolish. Because they so small, you don't need much. Good 2-gallon bucket is actually pretty much good. Or these right here. And I think these other ones, it's like a 2.5-gallon, okay? I think those are actually a 2-gallon. So I'll go ahead and get that planted in. I'll just kind of plant it down some, okay? So, same for that one. Now push down just to get it inside of there, okay? Now, I'm just gonna spread lightly with the BT. Even these also, only because with these that I already pre-planted up at the top of the hill, they already got spots on them, okay? So I just want to make sure I treat them just to make sure nothing in it, which I do see that they look okay. They look okay. So I did in some of my back pots that I already had, some of my pots I already had, I did notice that I saw dead moths in them. And I sprayed them with neem oil when they was up there when they got attacked before, okay? So we got that all planted. I'm gonna move this out the way. Move that out the way. So I want to show you something. So this one was a mess. Absolutely a mess. But in these, what I found is like little heads in them, okay? I thought they was like little heads. I had another one over there that did the same thing. So I cut them off, okay? They hard in the middle. Like this is actually the head, okay? And I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't do it. I was gonna junk the whole plant. No, the reason I didn't is because I'm just thinking, just like a cabbage, when we cut that core off and set it in that water, it grows sprouts, okay? So I got me a little glass bowl, and I'm gonna set all 3 of these inside of here. It may not work. but it may work. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some water in there, just see if I can get some sprouts off of that in a couple of days. I'm gonna take this in the house and it will be in my window, and it'll be a house plant for a week or so, okay? And then once I get some sprouts off of that, I'm believing that I am, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and plant those too, okay? So this one here is such a mess, I'm gonna scrap it. And had I thought, because I feel this one is hard also. I got, just one of them in there. It's hard. But I ain't gonna mess with that one. I'm probably gonna junk this whole plant just because it's so beat up and I don't see a head right in the middle. Now, one of them I did get off of her though. One of them I did get off of her. One or two. So, again, here's another one. That look like it's trying to grow 3 inside of there, okay? And if you can look close, the heads in the middle, they look good. It's these outer leaves that's an actual mess. So I'm gonna cut them because they look like, again, I guess powdery mildew or something. One of those. I know I'm not perfectly skilled, but I got sense enough to know that that leaf don't look right, okay? That is sick, diseased, if I can say that, okay? Something is wrong that it look disturbed. I can say that's kind of how I learned it even in life, that you up under a lot of stress, because that's what this look like it is. It causes you're not eased anymore, not eased in your mind, not eased in your spirit. So now you're not eased in your body, you diseased, okay? That's where we get that word disease from, okay? So you gotta find a way to find you some peace. Hate leaving my garden unattended. Well, I ain't gonna say it be unattended because we put somebody over it, but when we leave, because I feel like nobody gonna take care of it like me and Mr. Kindergarten are gonna take care of it. But we have to go sometimes because lifing for us too. You don't get to skip that just because you saved. Life still be lifing. You just learn how to go through things differently, okay? You don't have to go get a drink or a smoke or party and be all out. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. It's another way. We go find peace, okay? You sit on side of the lake. And you don't got to be at the lake if you ain't a camper. Sit on the porch. Sit on your porch and enjoy and look around at the beauty of what a holy God created, what he created. You can look at that, So that's what we try to do. No, everybody ain't able. I thank God for somebody who showed us about the camping life. They did. We went. First time I went, I had a horrible time. Want to try it again because I love to look at the stars. And what I began to do is me and him started camping and the kids in the backyard. All for fun. And folks that know me know. And I started throwing every year I would throw big tent parties in my backyard because I got plenty of room. I really do. And even my front side of my house, we got plenty of land, okay? So we started throwing tent parties. That's what we did. And they were a success. Everybody would spend a night. We would rent a porta potty. And I'm telling you, when we posted it, everybody was like, oh my God, we got to try it. And now in my neighborhood, I noticed that, not in my neighborhood, but the neighborhood right across from me, that other people are doing it. I love it. I love it. You want to practice what it is somewhat like that you go to heaven and you going to be able to visit and go house to house with your loved ones. Throw a tent party right in your backyard. We was in a controlled environment with a fence and we have a ball. We empty our deep freezer out. Tell folks, come, bring a side dish. We going to take care of everything else and we have a ball. We have a ball. People don't even want to leave. And people always ask us, when y'all gonna have one? When y'all gonna have another? When y'all gonna have another one? Well, Lord blessed us after that. We did, I think, 2 years in a row, and we ended up buying a camper. And now, I love 10 camper, but we got spoiled. Okay, back to this. I clipped off some of that. Those dead leaves looks better, okay? My point of all of that was, get out there, find you a peace. Find you that place of rest. It's in God. It's in God. I'm telling you. Y'all tough as nails. All y'all who want to go out there and try to live a life without the Lord. You're tough as nails. I know. I've been there. I've done that. But I'm telling you, it makes your way hard. It makes your way hard when you can let Jesus, he's a burden carrier. He'll lift your burdens. He'll carry your burdens. You going through stress and people be trying to figure out, dog, your dog is, and your cat and the kitchen sink that broke. Why come you ain't stressed out? And Jesus carrying the burden, okay? So, that is that. I'm going to try to preserve this. It didn't grow massive yet, but I am going to try to preserve this, okay? And like I said, some of these leaves are beat up. I'm going to spray them. And I know some of y'all like, oh, don't. I'm going to spray them, okay? I don't want to be using a lot of chemicals, but that BT and that neem oil, you know, I'm trying to kind of keep around, okay? Because I'm thinking I might need them. Especially just learning about that BT and those little worms. I think somebody told me they was peel worms that they got in my bed. And by the way, when this came, we sprayed the bed, and we sprayed it, and we left some of the leaves, we got rid of some of the seedlings. I did throw it away, but we sprayed the bed and sprayed on the seedlings that was coming up, the little sprouts. And when I look back in there, I checked this morning, it's looking better. It's looking better. Meaning I don't see anything crawling around in there, okay? Still going to plant me some cabbages and take them in and plant them inside the house. I'm still gonna do that. And I'm gonna show y'all a video of that, but I'm waiting on my containers to come in the mail, and they said they'll be here. Tomorrow is Wednesday. They said they'll be here. So I'm waiting on that to show up, and then I'll start planting them collards. Some of my collards I'm gonna put is gonna be seedlings. And I'm telling you that now because the garden that I go to, my local garden, y'all always hear me talk about it, the Mange Farm, they told me they'll have them ready September 10th. I'm waiting on them, okay? Because I know that I am behind in planting them. And in my zone, they said it'll be good to get them in the ground by August, at least start your seeds by August 15th, okay? And if you got seedlings, they need to be in your dirt, in your bed by September 15th, zone 7A. That's where I'm at, okay? So that is my cabbage. I kind of got them back looking healthy for the most part. And we got that done. What I'll work on is, yeah, I got these looking really nice. I feel like they look so much better. I really pray those get going, okay? Maybe trying to see if I can get one out of here. Yep, them just look like several different heads in there. Well, okay, I won't worry about that. I'll clean that bucket out, and I got these. Hopefully, I will get some roots. And I know they're babies, but maybe they'll grow roots. Maybe they'll grow roots. Drop it in the comment if you feel like great idea, or no, that's a dud, ain't gonna work, okay? It's okay. I don't mind being corrected. I've said that several times. So, these are my other little buckets. Now, these supposed to be 2 gallons. But for some reason, I believe them 1 gallon. Just look like it. But that's okay. Because guess why? That's all we need. I put blood in them. Okay? And look at the little white moth. You see that? Oh, I tell you. They bold. So, I'm going to go ahead and give me some seeds in these lettuce seeds, okay? So I just want to go ahead and get going. Let's try, I'll use these 2 It's Tom Thumb. This one is Paris Island. So let's do Tom Thumb Paris Island. So these seeds are so tiny, they will really confuse you. It's getting cool outside, cool weather, crops for the fall. And y'all know I already have some going over there. So this my Paris Island. I'm probably gonna overseed it, but whatever. Now this is Survival Garden Seeds, heirloom seeds. And I'm learning heirloom seeds, a lot of times when they plant, you let soft seeds after you plant it, or you let it go to flower, and some of their flowers, it grows seeds and you can keep them. I'm learning that about the heirloom seeds. So the more and more I read up on them heirloom seeds, I'm just learning the more that it's good to have them. This is all year round. They let me get it out. I told y'all I like overseeding because I'm a new gardener. I can always go back. I learned about thinning, and I can always go back and do that. To me, that's simple. Okay, so I got those planted. Hopefully, I got all my cabbage planted and tried to get them back to where they look like they back in a little bit of health, okay? I'm gonna let this orange one keep going, even though it looks like it's growing 3 different heads, 3 different stalks in here, okay? I don't like that, to be honest. I really wanna break that up. But I'm gonna let that keep going and see what happens, because I do know that when cabbages hit heads, they bump anything, it's over. They ain't gonna keep growing, okay? But I got this going. Try to hopefully get some roots off of that, and I'm gonna put that right in some dirt if I get some roots within the next 5 to 7 days, okay? I got all of my lettuce, some Tom Thumb, Paris Island, and some all year round lettuce planted, okay? In these little containers with need some blood meal inside of them, okay? I'll go ahead and try to get those all watered in. I don't like that watering can. Let me go get one of my. I want to make it rain on all of them. I didn't like my other little watering can. This is my little cheap Temu find. I didn't pay much or nothing for it. I think maybe $5, but I love it. I love anything that got that rain pour, okay? So I know that Amazon sell these too. They should have been at the dollar store because that's how cheesy it feels. But that shower head on it, it's just good. It's just good. So I like it. And another thing that I am learning, let me stop watering these leaves. Another thing that I'm learning is that I always, like when I go to Walmart and I buy watering cans, I buy the 2 gallons. Well, they kind of heavy to me. I'm just being honest. And then when I go get these little 1 gallon ones, hey, easy peasy. So that's another thing that I'm learning as a new gardener, that it's wise to get what feel comfortable in your hand, okay? What feel comfortable. So this one up here, I'm really proud of because it was looking a mess up there. I'm glad I got that off of there and got that on in here and cut off some of those diseased leaves. Y'all heard me about being diseased? I hope y'all heard me. And I hope you plant yourself where you can grow. Know that I don't care who throw you away and who don't care about you and who don't love you and what family member walked away. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Even if the folks that you went to church with don't treat you right, know God love you. He don't throw you away, okay? That's one thing about him. And even when you do wrong and fall, been there, done that. He married to the backslider. I'm telling you, good God. He a good God. So, I am done with this video. Appreciate y'all for being here. I'm losing my light. I'm still working on my little new garden over there, waiting on that bed to come. And I ordered me a top so I can have a little cage on that like that because I love that. So I ordered one. That's why I haven't planted anything in there yet. But I will, just waiting on that to come. I want my stuff to be protected and covered because y'all showed me. Y'all kept asking me in the beginning. I didn't have a horrible problem up there that much, and especially in the beginning. And you have to do what you can to protect your crops. I understand now why Adam and Eve had to tend to their garden. Tend to their garden. And me and him gone, we talk about that. Like, we really need to be at home making sure things is rolling right. Because we still trying to eat. Now, that's one thing for sure. We still want to eat. So we have been eating out the garden. I thank God for that. For all the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the peppers that we done got. So far, the jalapeno peppers, different peppers, banana peppers. In the beginning, I was growing lettuce. We ate several times eating salad out of our lettuce and things like that. We cut open a couple watermelons. That wasn't so sweet. And we still, y'all seen us, was eating like they was delicious, but they was just okay. So, remember, I'm the kindergartner, just here to learn from you all, okay? And repeat some of the things I learned. I'm loving learning about this garden. I told y'all, therapy. Yes, work. I feel myself. Healed is the word. I'm being healed. I feel it. I feel like God is doing something. So get you a garden. Get growing things. And I know we late in the season, but I'm learning that you still can be out here planting. Even though it ain't burning up hot, we still can be planting. Okay? So just find what you can grow in your zone. Blessings to all y'all in Texas that got these long growing seasons. In California, some of these places got long growing seasons, but we know old man winter gonna show up in zone 7A. He just coming, okay? So I will see you guys on the next video. May the Lord watch between me and thee, okay, while we absent.